Welcome back to Shadows Over Loathing. I just saved the town of Sandwich, and so I'm gonna kind of like check up on things and see how things have potentially changed. This was the residence of the Danforth family. Step inside to learn more. Like, will what's inside of here be different? Identical jars. It was converted into a gift shop. For your convenience, why not take home the dolls that don't have all their limbs? That whole thing, that's unchanged. I will buy an additional rubbing paper. I don't think I really will need it for anything else. But that seems to have not changed. This house has been the home to the Putnam family for hundreds of years. Feel free to ask about historical village life. This young lady looks quite a bit like Delia, though a little older. Hello, I'm Dorothy Putnam. Dolly to my friends. Hi Dolly, I'm Grammy. Are you related to Delia Putnam? That's right, she was my great aunt, except more greats than that. I thought so. You look just like someone who looks like a Delia. What? Never mind. About your nickname. Is it just short for Dorothy, or is it because of actual dolls? It's a little of both. I make a lot of the souvenir rag dolls we have on sale here. Oh, do you have an interest in historical dolls? That would explain how you know about my great aunt Delia. Ah, yeah, it totally would. In that case, yes, I do. I've read her old diaries. Apparently the three arms thing took off after she and her friend Patricia got into a squabble of some kind, and a passing traveler helped them make up. They became best friends after that. That's nice to hear. About Delia's friends. How did things turn out for her and Patricia and the rest of the kids? Did her diary say? Let me think. Great Aunt Delia made a lot of dolls and eventually married a traveling trader. Sometimes she went out on this route with him. Patricia got married to a big six from one of the outlying farms, and they moved north to start a ranch. Tom Danford became a judge like his pop, and duty head Peter became mayor, though it was basically by default. Nothing super interesting. But, you know, nothing much was back then. They all did well enough for themselves. Well, that's good. Thanks for the closure. What? Oh, nothing. Just closure on this conversation. What's it like being a historical reenactor? Honestly, sounds kind of boring. It's not so bad. It's easy work, and I take the weekends off to go cut loose in Ocean City with my friends. So it's not like I'm suffocating in this wool frock year-round. Can you imagine? Sheesh. Yeah, well, see you later, Dolly. Nice to have brought that all together. Also served as an airsets, town hall, courtroom, racquetball court, and schoolhouse. There are... Oh, so it just never became a witch thing. And I just realized now the mention of witches are totally gone from any of these plaques. I can't even go inside there to follow up on it further. It's just a place that sells dolls and sandwiches, and all the bad stuff is gone. This antique altar has been carefully maintained over the years. Yeah, so we literally just got rid of the witches. Nice gazebo. The wealthy Proctor family owned the biggest and most conveniently toilet-adjacent house in the village, and there's no longer even anything on the ground here. This old man looks a little familiar. Hi there. Well, hello, welcome to Sandwich. My name's Phil Proctor. I'm the mayor here. Any questions you might have about our little historical village, I'll be happy to answer as best as I can. Any relation to Peter Proctor? Is that duty head? You must have seen the graves in our cemetery. Yes, that Peter Proctor was my great-great, I think it's 5 or 6 greats-grandfather. We don't know much about him, but judging from the headstone, he must have been a character. You could say that. I assume. Can I go in your house? I'm sorry, I'd love to show you the place. We've got a beautiful tapestry featuring portraits of some of my ancestors and a lot of other historical memorabilia. But you've arrived at a bad time. We're doing some renovation and restoration work, and it's a real mess inside. That's why I'm standing out here. I'm waiting for the electrician, or someone like that. Electrician? I thought you were all 18th century historical reenactors here. Ah, well, yes, technically, but I have a phone for emergencies, and once a week after the patrons have left in the evening, we all get together in my parlor to listen to the Loosener's Castor Oil Flakes Musical Variety Hour on the radio. Do you know anything about witchcraft? No segue whatsoever, just immediately leaping the fence there on that one. I don't think that's a phrase or saying at all. Witchcraft? No witches round here. We filled the root cellar up with concrete purely because the house's foundation was a little shaky. What's that got to do? Nothing. Thanks. I'll talk to you later. Well, hello again. Any questions? Can I go in? No. We've covered all that. The sandwich boasted the county's very first tripartite outhouse. I don't think there will be any reason to be revisiting these. I think that will be wrapped up. I will double check the cemetery just to see. It's weird to have one kind of dug up there. Ooh, Peter Proctor. He was a duty head until the very end. Make a rubbing. You make a rubbing of the gravestone. There's someone who will be very interested to see this, or at least that you will be very interested to see the look on their face when they see it. He was a duty head until the very end. Who the heck am I planning to show that to? Do you just want to see it? Well, if not you, then you? Who the heck? Have I already shown that to someone? Is this the second rubbing I've made? Because I think it might be. It's strange that it let me do it a second time. I don't think I needed to. Maybe I'll come across something. In the meantime, I will just chalk it up to being unimportant. Hope you don't mind me fishing in your old watering hole there, horsey. So, next up, I am going to go to the corn maze, which was in Gray County? It might have been the Big Moist. The, maze? Do you know what now that I'm here? Apparently something that I did. I will explain in a moment. 4 little puckwudgies step out the side of the road and encircle you in a slow dance. It's horrible, just awful, the way they move. You don't like it, but you can't help but watch. It's hypnotic. You think you could watch these things dance for the rest of your life. Shake off the spell. The puckwudgies are mysterious and mystical people, but at your heart, they're just a bunch of little tricksters at their heart. No different than the magician booked for your 7th birthday party. You'll deal with them the same way. Stop it! Chastened, the little creatures shuffle back to the hills. No more dancing, please. So I think something that I potentially screwed up is I started an episode here and had left off with the intention of going down to the basement, but the way I broke it up, I forgot to do so. I think, if I'm understanding the comments that were left correctly. No. This seems familiar. I did come back down here, didn't I? This has a familiarity to it. Yes, I did come back down here. Okay, when I saw the comment, I was like, oh my god, am I that big of an idiot? Did I actually not do that? Nope, it's getting crossed off the list. I'm a genius and I was ahead of the game. Okay, so it's definitely behind something then. Something that otherwise doesn't seem very important. All of those, I think I remember as being like destinations that had things to be done at them. The Drexel stand. The wind blows an old sheet of paper. I have had papers in my face over and over and over again. This is the thing. This is the one. Okay, I got that right. Try to push my way through. So, I had achieved some, the iced creamed corn or whatever the hell it got referred to as. Sure, I'll fish in this hot pot. I mean, it seems wholly unnecessary. Oh, that closed. I have so many of these things. Oh, I can examine the wet cigarette? Even if I was going to let you smoke it, it's too wet to light. Well, then examining it really achieved less than nothing, didn't it? There's a kid in here, the sad child, and if I give him the sad, craptacular, creamed corn, icy corn, whatever, then I could continue fishing. I'm used to 3 being the cutoff. Or at least I think I'm used to it. Maybe it's 5. then I think that's the last thing I need to do to, like, overall turn around the morale of the maze. Make sure everyone is feeling amazing about themselves. And then this can all be wrapped up. Well, I'm done with that. That's enough. The wardrobe I've inspected. These are all things that I've revisited. I came back here and kind of resolved some of that. Hey, did this not have corn on it before? It must have. I just straight up don't remember where anyone was hanging out. Yeah, there's the guy where I get the many barrels of corn. Whoa. What you doing hanging out here? That's a very large crow. Crows are usually very wary around humans, not because they're high-strung or cowardly, but because they're very intelligent. They're aware of the fact that their bones are thin and hollow and that humans are much bigger than they are. This crow knows what it means for the tables to be turned. It spreads its wings in an intimidating display and makes a sound like a rusty garage door had a baby with a burst of radio static. I had a crow outside my window the other day that was going like... It was the weirdest, that's fairly accurate. It was the weirdest shit I've ever heard a crow do. They're not the best mimics, but they can do some wild shit with their vocal range. Make friends with it. Well, that's not outside the realm of possibility. Lots of people make friends with crows, primarily by feeding them. If you haven't watched the show Beef on Netflix, highly recommended. Probably one of the best shows I've seen in the last couple of years. Just a ride. And I can't believe they pulled off such a bold, daring finale. It was an excellent show. And crows, keep an eye out for the many crows in that show. This crow lives in a possibly infinite dimension-warped cornfield, though, and from the looks of him, he's taking full advantage of that situation. So, it's probably a non-starter, unless you've got something that's much better than ordinary corn. Cornbread does rule. I'll be willing to trade a piece. You've tossed a square of cornbread at the giant crow, who snaps it out of the air and swallows it whole. His eyes go wide, and he does an ecstatic little dance for a moment, then plucks a large feather from his wing, tosses it towards you, and flies away with a loud caw. As black as pitch, as shiny as gold, as big as a tennis racket, and it's as light as itself. I don't remotely know what I'll need to do with that, but I'm excited to have a crow friend. That's all I ever wanted. What the hell, did I never make it over to this? A massive can of cocktail onions is the sole occupant of this little diverticulum. Oh, little tiny pickled pearl onions are amazing. Historians are baffled by what a possible sequence of nonsense could have resulted in this being a thing. Take it to the speakeasy. Awesome. All right, well, I'm glad to have dug that up. I guess I can see how I pretty clearly would have missed that previously. This is the colonel, so not a sergeant, colonel. There can't be that many more locations in this maze that I haven't been. I say that, but it's entirely possible that there's many I haven't been to. I believe I made Sissy happy. Do you like it? Yeah. We've had talks. I made friends with your cat. I believe we're good. But the young kid... Oh, Dr. Sarah. I wonder if I could have come here to get those files doctored, actually. That seems likely. I felt very compelled to inspect that further. No wonder I didn't find this kid. Alright, that's back to the, beginning area. I guess I just have to push through... There, it's kind of a wide stretch of things here. Alright. I thought I had this figured out. Now not only am I finding new things that I hadn't previously found, but I'm failing to find the actual target of what I'm looking for. So maybe I'm incorrect of who I need to be talking to. I thought I needed to be finding a young kid. Stan, we've talked at length, man. We're good. We understand each other wholly. How's morale? I did already help everyone. I just literally had to talk to the colonel. Well, right now I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. And by gum, that's better than I've ever seen them. I've received field reports that this is your doing, soldier. I think you've earned yourself a promotion. Gosh, the colonel pulls off a pair of fancy military epaulettes and hands them to you with a snappy salute. Epaulettes? And you know, I don't think I've ever had to say it out loud before. The grenadiers' epaulettes. These sit on your shoulders like a little angel and a little devil, each of which is whispering that you should set stuff on fire. Well, thank you. Why don't you just leave? So I think we've talked to this guy already about how he's stuck here. What about the hobo? He left. Well, it sounded like he was banished here, but he didn't seem to have any trouble leaving. Of course not. The man's a hobo. Yeah, we have talked about all that before. So, accessory. +5, +7. My current one is actually better. Okay, so the maze is actually wrapped up now as well. I know I have something in my to-do list that I needed to follow up on. Personal notes. Review your notes. The breathing apparatus. Yes. I think I did go do that. Oh man, I should have crossed some of these out. I'm not actually. I think I've gone back and done a fair number of them. I think I made it to the bottom of the submarine. Like, I think I did eventually do. Maybe there's a portion of that I didn't actually complete. But there is the breathing apparatus. There's like the what do I even call him? He's like, what do you call, like, a nautical old school diver statue outside of there that I'm pretty sure I just didn't have the muscle for, and I was like, I'll come back to it. A head pops out of the storm drain. It must be that used textbook salesman again, because there can't be too many of these guys. You haven't been buying your textbooks new, have you? A complicated book cover is painted sky blue with clouds because it's way over your head. Sure, let me buy it. A good deal and a great victory for free thinking. Don't ever buy your textbooks new, my friend, and don't let them ever make you think you gotta. 870545 Advanced Experimental Chemistry. The cover of this textbook should be painted sky. Should be? Yeah, okay. Same thing it said before. I don't know what to do with this. You look at the first few pages of the book, and the only thing you've learned is that you'd be better off selling this to a used bookstore than trying to comprehend it. I guess do that then? Yeah, okay. I currently have the right stats for that. Everything's doing quite good. I have the diving helmet. This old diving helmet still has enough air in it to last you as long as you'll remain interested in diving. Lets you breathe underwater, presumably. So, there is nothing on the campus. That I know. The swamp is where the submarine is. But I know that I had wrapped up like a storyline with or around the submarine. The geyser of swamp gas, yeah, we've fought all these things before. But maybe going down below in it, having all that extra health sure is helpful already. I may have gone down, or I wrapped up a storyline that might not have involved actually going down below where the breathing apparatus is needed. So I gotta follow up on that and see what can be learned. One of the stink bugs surrenders, clearly in awe of either your strength or your smell. Cold water bug egg. These eggs, like all of us, consist primarily of water. Okay. It's pretty straightforward. So, climb on in, and then head down the torpedo thing. I can fish. You'll need some kind of breathing apparatus if you want to go down there. Oh, so I do have to, like, equip it. Hey, now we got it. Head on down. The mob submarine. Oh, I like the way you walk. These torpedoes have been ruined by water. Somebody should have damned them. Oh, there's even, like, you have to accelerate a little bit moving. It feels very much like moving underwater. It's very well done. This crate has been crusted shut by freshwater barnacles. Ironically, this is a crate of rust remover. The lock on this lockbox has rusted away, making it just a regular box. And inside we get a pile of silver bars. You're not sure if this is enough silver bars to count as a trove, but it's at least a heap. They'll sell for a pretty penny. That was the whole thing. Was getting down here to acquire that. So, that is covered. Then there's both the Dauphine house and the Delphine house, and I honestly don't remember which one of the two of them requires the breathing apparatus. But I guess I can just head on down, head on along. I'll consult my notes. That's the thing that makes the most sense to do. Review notes. The Dauphine. And which one am I at right now? The Delphine. Yes. So, to the basement I tiptoe towards. The basement of the swamp house is predictably completely flooded. Go downstairs. Can't interact with the box. These dry goods have been forced by circumstance to no longer refer to themselves that way. See if there's anything good. The only container that didn't spring a leak, or rather get a leak sprung into it, was the can of vichyssoise. This creamy leek and potato soup is meant to be served cold because Vichy chefs are traditionally very lazy. Increases cold armor by 3 and sleaze armor by 3. These sadly ruined books all have titles like Solved Mysteries and Exciting Tales of Non-Violent Crime. Ooh, a treasure chest. Sunken chest. My apologies. What terrible secrets might it contain? Oh, it's full of riches. Possibly cursed riches? Not that a possible curse is going to stop you from taking them, of course. Oh, foolish, foolish typo. This box contains the exact right amount of air to make it float like this. Nature really is glorious. I guess it was worth coming down to these areas for free treasure. It no longer matters what this machine is hooked up to the water, whether hooked up to the water supply or not. Somebody left a scarf in there, a clammy scarf. If there was ever any evidence of this scarf being used to strangle someone to death, it's all been thoroughly washed away. Wow, what a dark place to go. It's hard to tell how rusty these barrels were before the basement flooded, but it's also not important that you know that. I wonder how much these are. Oh, I have 3 piles of silver bars. I'm really swimming in silver bars. I got everything I could ever need in regards to silver bars. Let me go back to my ultimate hat full of upgrades. There we go. I'm just scanning around looking for the one with the obviously longest name. It's really weird that it's raining in the game because it's raining outside and I can feel and smell the rain coming from outside. And it's the first time it's rained in like weeks. So it's like kind of pleasant, but it's like atmospherically, like it like makes me feel cold. It's interesting. I should just be able to sell anything to anyone. I think, like, I don't think you have to worry that much. Oh, is it under P or S? I think it's P. Pile. 1,000 each. Well, sell them all. I don't think there's any reason to hang on to those. Hopefully there's no reason to hang on to those. Let me go hand over the onions. Wow, you guys are just having a party. I found some onions. Great. I can't wait to start making martinis for people who are bad at choosing a good kind of martini. Actually, what do they give you? What by adding those? Vermouth and a cocktail onion. 5 HP regen. Just wanted to be able to inspect that. I should check these messages. Call Don T. Don Toblerone and Loquationating. Hi, Don, it's me. Oh, Excellitament. I have one final assignment for you. Final? After this, your perspicacity and qualifications within our organization will have been proven to the ultimacious degree. If you succeed here, you will be herewith promoted to the rank of Caporogime and no longer subject to my various requestations. Wow, okay then, what's the assignment? To assassinify the leader of Ocean City's vampiric courtier. Gosh! At this moment, Baron Auric Temuska is visiting his favorite leisure establishment, which is location-wise on the boardwalk of our very own Ocean City. Our information-gathering experts have determined that the password is Masquerade. Deal with him via any mythology suitable to your preferences, provided that the creature is thoroughly destroyificated, and you acquire his golden fang as evidence. Okay, then what? Once your mission has reached a successful conclusion, we will be in touch directly. May you be blessed with fortuitous happenstance, Grammy. Pretty damn straightforward. I will deal with that in the next episode. I'll just confirm. Good. I will not forget about it, at least not immediately. Review my notes. I know that I now want to delete 11. Erase note 11, yes. And the imp puzzle, I'm pretty sure. Yes, erase that note. Erase 14? I'm pretty sure I did that. And I also think I immediately went back to the old ham mill. If I'm deleting things that I shouldn't, then you guys are going to have to let me know. And I can add them back in. The marked rocks, I think I'm deleting that. Because maybe I won't. I don't know. Whatever. It's been here all this time. What good would it be to delete it now? I wish to delete nothing. Go drink, warm hands. The medical sink is good to know. I know I need to go do the imp puzzle. I do not even remember remotely what was happening with the beanstorm or what I would need to do with that. That was at the Ford compound. Maybe I should go check up on that. I don't even think there will be anything new that I can make use of. My gosh, you guys are still doing your theater stuff and still need more money? I guess I did just sell all those stacks of silver. We are to stage the 11th night. We're paying Charlie Chaplin to direct. The tramp costs a little fortune. Support the arts. I hope that if I invest in these guys enough that I become a season ticket holder or something. Come on. Is preventing access to the bunkhouse. You should find somebody who knows more about beans than you and ask them how to deal with this. Who would be my #1 bean resource? Because yeah, I definitely want to come back and attempt to deal with that one, but I offhand cannot think of anyone who knows anything about beans. I also need to go to a house, but I'm kind of forgetting which one. A Gray County house. Oh my god. They crest on the horizon, surfing the back of a giant inflatable rat. Some jumpy little fellers hop up and down on his nose. You summon devils, you better have the pocket for it. Well, these guys aren't... I'm not supporting the arts through them. These are just random, literal devils. And I feel no obligation whatsoever to do right by them, so instead I will murder them. That seems like a fair trade to me, at least. They can feel free to disagree, but they kind of lost their chance. Should have spoke up a little more quickly. Tell them to keep it up. Tell them to leave you alone. Either one. I don't think it matters. Yes, that was the whole looping Mobius everything going on. I will head to the Mole Ross house. Yeah, again, that's the inspection one. We covered that. The Gilmore house. Molly's shooting a rando person. What was this whole thing? Page of a diary. Dorothy keeps giving me socks with holes in them. She can't possibly be trying to humiliate me deliberately, but it's far too consistent to be random chance. Yes, the dolls. This is where I wanted to be, was the dollhouse, which I actually don't remember what their deal was or what I'm supposed to attempt to do here. The dolls are numbered. Letter from the diary. Something defective with Ruth. She's doing twice as much of everything she ought to be. I must have gotten her gear ratios wrong. Address her. Address it. I probably laughed at that last time too. Going absolutely nuts. I'm stuck in a rut every day, the same routine. Eat, get dressed, brush my teeth, exercise, work on my novel, go to bed, over and over, always the same. I thought the dolls would help, but they've only made things worse. Feel like I'm going crazy. In fact, they sound like a pretty good idea. I think I'm going to start right now. Okay. Do I need to do this in order? I'm going to make note. There's more dolls than 5, I think, and they're shouting out all kinds of numbers at me. Okay. Here's my thinking. So, you're over here scratching on a sheet of paper, 8 pages. So, 8 for you. 9 reps for the exercise. Brushing the teeth, I believe they just said 3, right? Breakfast. 4. Honestly, I don't know where in this house. Oh, come on. I don't remember where to go. 8 hours of sleep. So I have a series of numbers. Oh, and 2 for socks. How did socks fit into things? Eat breakfast. Get dressed. Dressed comes after. So socks. And I walked away. I think it was 2. The 2 for socks would make the most sense, right? Honestly, this seems really straightforward, assuming that this is what I need to be doing. And so I'm kind of uncertain why I didn't complete it previously. Loose page, too loud, but if I take it, screeches horribly. I wonder if I can find her a smaller one. Seems unimportant. Somewhere in this house I need a code. Leave me alone. I'm just trying to do my thing here. You do yours, but try not to let your throwing of your eggs interfere with me, okay? Then Gladys put something in my coffee, not just eggs like she always does. Oh my god, accidentally at least. I believe this was purposeful. Perhaps I shouldn't have based their mechanisms on that strange old doll I found. Grace, I wonder where she went. So, 4239888. Now I just gotta find out where to use that. Outside of the house? The door says Belgrande Bomb-Proof Shelter Co. and it has a serious combination lock on it. No bomb's gonna guess this one. This was an exceedingly easy puzzle. Did I just get distracted like I tend to do? I mean, I'm speaking as if I know for sure this will work. Nothing happens. Okay. Oh. There was a thing that said something about, like, doing things in reverse, right? Socks with holes, that was not it. Am I, like, just wholly, entirely misremembering? Instantaneously after having found the note? It sounds like a pretty, over and over, always the same. Made things worse, might go crazy. So, I believe based on why what did I think I saw that made me think that doing things in the opposite order would be important? Oh, if you're quick, you could probably grab these socks without getting eaten by that creepy doll. You grab them. Fancy dress socks. This pair of socks is nicer than everything else you own combined. Moxie and meat drops. Thanks for the socks. That was handy. Oh, and the tiny violin. Oh, I can't take it. I wanted to take it. I guess I'll just leave them all to do their thing. Very tinny sound. Mirrors are reverse. They're opposite. That's not a lot to go off of. I'm gonna drive myself crazy here. Loosen the pins on my barbell. I nearly dropped it on my head. She's definitely trying to kill me. I think they all are. Hellstrom can have the house and main property. I'm going into hiding. First, I'm gonna tack these pages all over the house to make it clear I'm insane, and then I'm gonna live in the bomb shelter. Scratch that. It's a doll shelter now. Had I not read that before, or at least not recently? Once more. Eat breakfast. Get dressed. Brush my teeth. Exercise. Work on my novel. Go to bed. 8 pages, 9 reps, 8 hours of sleep. I think I have everything I need. 4, 2, wait, do you get dressed after having breakfast? That's what I just read. I don't think I need to quadruple confirm that. 4, 2, 3, 9, 8, 8. Do it. Okay, what if I do it backwards then? I don't know why I suddenly have that in mind and why I was so powerfully confident that that might be the solution. But I got nothing else. I think I took the most inefficient route to most of those. Nothing happens. shoot. All right, I'm going to poke around here for another minute and see if I see anything that suggests a different ordering to that combination. Something's defective with Ruth. She's doing twice as much of everything as she ought to be. I must have gotten her gear ratios wrong. So now I have to determine which one is Ruth, which this one refers Edith's violin, so I know it's not the violinist. I can't divide those in half. I can't divide an odd number in half. I'm suspicious that it is the breakfast one, because 4 eggs, it's a lot of eggs, honestly. That's crazy. 3 minutes again, I can't do that. I think Gladys put something in my coffee, so Gladys is not the egg one. So it can't be the egg one. The socks one would be confusing to divide the socks in half, unless they refer to 2 pairs of socks. You only need 2 socks at a time, so maybe that one makes the most sense, because 8 hours of sleep, that just makes sense. Writing the novel, 8 pages, maybe there's a diary page, but I think I have the solution here. The reverse thing, I don't know how I came up with that. It was a silly instinct and is definitely wrong. So, we know which ones it can't be. I will try the socks. Nothing happened. So the socks, I believe, are correct. The novel, you hear a click from inside the massive steel door. Looks like you got it. I mean, sounds like you got it. Heading inside, there's clearly a whole bunch of stuff going on down here in the Gilmore House bomb shelter, so I'm going to save that for a new episode. And I think this next episode, I'll record one more right now. This is going to be kind of a bookend for me, the following episode here, of where I think I will have crossed off everything on this list. I will go deal with Don Toblerone's stuff. If there's time, I will even attempt the imp puzzle again. And at that point, I think I've done like everything that we are collectively aware of together here. And we can build towards finishing up the game. Thank you so much for watching. Pitch me an episode title, and I hope to see you again soon.